Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Friday, December the 5th, and we have all the reaction to everything that's been going on the Hill the last 48 hours, including Ryan Silverfield's press conference, the things he said, the things Hunter Yurachek said in the press conference. We'll react to that all. Um, the Hogs' huge victory over the number 6 ranked Louisville Cardinals. Like an hour for the game, I got a text like, "Hey, you want to go to the game?" I was like, "Let's do it." So I got to go. It was a
Nice.
blast.
Nice.
And Andrew, Ryan Silverfield keeps stacking up the W's, getting KJ Jackson and Quincy Rhodes to commit for another year. We'll talk about
Yeah.
all that. How's your week been? What have you thought about all the going ons the last 48 hours? What grade do you give Ryan Silverfield and all his media press conferences today?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think he's done I think he's changed the perception a lot. I think doing the right thing so far, whether that we'll see what that translates to. Still a lot of questions about what kind of staff he's going to put together and all that, but as far as flipping some good in-state kids, keeping your core or getting your two your two biggest studs on the team to stay for next year, that's a step in the right direction. But yeah, as far as this week, just been trying to earn it, just trying to build it the right way, and just being all in. So it's a
All the
joke. He
talking
said
points.
those three
All the
things about
talking points.
48 times
Yeah, he did.
in
Yeah,
every
he did.
question he answered. So
Yeah, he did.
yeah, you
He's
know,
not and I am a believer more now than I have been. I want to make that very clear. I've
yeah,
been very happy with what he's done so far, but he is not the smoothest in in the press conferences, the things he says. He talks really fast and he stutters over his words some. Um And I think I don't care about the press conference. I mean, obviously you want to win the press conference and win him over, and
yeah.
I think he's really excited to be here.
I do
I
too.
think he
Yeah,
is. I think he is all in, as he says. I do. I think he's hit the ground running. I care way more about what he's doing with his actions and his words.
hmm,
So I think his presentation has been like maybe a C plus.
hmm,
He's not as smooth as some people in front of a microphone, but I see it in his eyes, like in his mannerisms, that he's very like amped up. He believes, like he really genuinely believes
hmm.
that he can turn this around and turn it around fast.
Yeah,
And we'll just start with KJ Jackson and Quincy Rhodes. So
yeah.
I thought that was kind of neat. How he had them there at the press conference and kind of let
Hmm,
them announce it in the middle that they were coming back. KJ Jackson, I don't think that's a huge surprise. I mean, there's obviously a chance he could have got poached,
hmm.
in the portal.
For sure.
He put a lot of good clips on film in that Texas and that Missouri
Hmm,
game. I'm sure if there hasn't been people already try to poach him, there will be some come at him.
hmm.
But that we were all nervous about that, because he was clearly the guy. Not saying Grayson Wilson and whoever else is behind him aren't getting better, but
Hmm.
KJ's SEC ready, I think. Now I'm not saying he's top half of the league quarterback right now, but I think we saw the potential. Um, and I'm not saying he'll even be the starter. They may go get somebody in the portal to come challenge him. But
Hmm.
the one that really surprised me was Quincy Rhodes
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
he's been mocked as even a late first rounder in a couple
Hmm.
NFL mocks,
I
and
know.
I've seen him in a lot of second round.
Thought he was coming to
So
my
he's
Eagles.
right. So he's given up. Obviously, there was some money that's been get sweeten the pot, but he's
Hmm.
given up a bag
Yeah.
of what he would make in the NFL to come back. So,
Hmm.
I think, obviously Ryan got him in the room, and I keep calling him Ryan. Silverfield, I don't know what to call him. We always called Pittman Sam or Pitt. I don't know.
Hmm.
Coach Silverfield got him in the room and somehow or another got him to believe in the vision and gave him enough money to want to run it back one more year for his home state.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently, was it in the press conference or somewhere else? I saw that Silverfield was his first offer. in high
Yeah,
school, and so
yeah,
there was already a
Silverfield said that.
relationship there, and, I
Yeah.
saw a quick little snippet of an interview. It was like 50-second interview where they asked KJ a question and Quincy a question, at the press conference today after the press conference, and, he just said, "Yeah, we already had a relationship and, believe in what he's wanting to do here," and KJ kinda said the same thing of just wanting to build it and believe in what he's gonna do here in the culture, and so, yeah, I think it's a good start, and just kinda the way that Silverfield was, like, looking over at them several times during the press conference
A
being like, "It's
bunch,
about these
a
guys," and,
bunch.
like, so it
Yeah,
felt like they already had, like, a camaraderie going, like,
yeah,
and they said they'd already
yeah.
him and KJ had already watched, like, did a film
A
session this
bunch
morning.
of film. Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, he's doing all the right things. It's, so I mean, I think he could be a likable guy. It's you just gotta everybody's just gotta kinda get over the feeling that you lost the competition of the but again, it's and he's talked a lot another word he said is fit. Maybe he as far as fit goes, maybe he's, the best fit to do it here.
Yeah, yeah,
So you never know. So we're at this point we're behind him. We're giving him the best shot and, until he goes 2-10, then we'll love him.
yeah.
So,
I found this very odd. I'm gonna read a little bit of Quincy Rhodes's post he put on Twitter after he announced it. This is just kind of the second half of his post, but he said, I want to thank the state and the city of North Little Rock for believing in me, having my back along the way. After some time away to reset, which has only been like a week, right? Or less.
and it was Saturday.
Refocus. Yeah. Refocus, rebuild. I'm officially coming back stronger, clearer, and more determined than ever. I've grown through the quiet, learned from what challenged me, and reconnected with who I am and what I'm striving for. This time, I'm moving with intention, confidence, and purpose. And this next line is the why I'm reading this. It's very fascinating. I'm not just returning, I'm rising and representing for the crib. So why not do, and in quotations, what I think is right? So I wonder, obviously all these guys have representation, agents, family, money hungry family. I don't know Quincy's parents.
Mhm,
Um, but he put what I think is right. And so I wonder if he has people pulling him, whether it's trying to go make some more money, because he could go play probably anywhere, any of the big schools, Bama,
mhm.
Georgia, Texas,
Yeah, he's
or or his parents are like, hey, let's go to the NFL, or his
mhm,
representation's like, hey, let's go make millions in the
mhm,
NFL. And so I don't know. I just kind of feel like maybe he has some people trying to pull him one way, and he's really following kind of his conscience and his heart,
mhm.
and I respect the crap out of it if that's how
I do
I'm
too.
interpreting it. That's how I'm
Yeah,
interpreting it. Because a
yeah.
lot of these kids, man, they get the wrong people in their ear, and
Oh, yeah.
they don't do what they want to do. They do what they're told to do.
Mhm.
So I think this says a lot about Quincy, and if that's how I interpret it, is right.
Yeah. No, that's huge respect to him for doing that, especially if that's, what he feels like he wants to do, and you know, everybody's different, everybody has a different personality, but I always told myself, and this is obviously looking way back, but, if I could have ever been a Division I athlete, I think I would want especially if you're getting paid now, no matter what you're getting paid. I was like, "Dude, I would live it up in college as long as I could."
Hmm.
And, unless I was just like a guaranteed like lottery pick or a top half of the first round guaranteed picks kind of thing. I'm like, dude, you're like those are times you're never gonna get back. Like I remember uh, Justin, who we had on that played for Houston, he said Houston used to tell him all the time, like in summer camp, he's like, I know it's hard now. This is the best it's ever gonna be. This is the best time of your life. It's never gonna get any better. And you're looking at him and, two a days and sweating and all that stuff. But I'm like, dude, you're never going to have the same, from what I understand. Obviously, I'm not an athlete in remotely of that,
You're the definition of Division I athlete.
you know, in my mind, yes. my creative player on the video game was.
Yeah,
But, like, your relationships at the pro level are not gonna be the same as at the collegiate level, like,
yeah,
so just those relationships, the good times, like, just hanging out, I would feel like I would wanna personally, just my mindset, if I ever, if God had granted me with those capabilities that I feel like I
yeah,
would have wanted to,
yeah.
and, and to build something in my home state,
That's
obviously
the thing.
we grew up huge Razorback fans, like, it would have meant more to us had we been given that, and so,
Yeah.
I just
I
think
think
that
you
that's
nailed it. I
something.
think you
Yeah,
nailed it right there. I think him being an in-state guy, and I think he takes pride in wearing that Arkansas across his chest.
yeah,
And obviously, he's getting paid, but he's willing to sacrifice another year, of getting paid more
yeah,
than he would now to get to where represent his state. And he's got a new coach that he appears to believe in. And I mean, he's not Darren McFadden, top 4 overall pick,
right,
Heisman runner up. That's one
yeah,
thing to
yeah,
leave after your junior year, but no, I think it says a lot about Quincy, and I was already a big fan of Quincy.
mhm.
Um, but now I think like, dude,
Oh, yeah, I'll be
he may be one of my like dudes, one of my
mhm,
favorites. So,
yeah,
um, I love a dude who wants to do anything for the Arkansas across his chest. So
mhm,
that's the vibes I get.
yeah,
Um, Talking about some of the things that Silverfield said in the press conference. I think he comes across as really genuine and authentic. I don't think he's putting on a show.
right, yeah,
I don't think, and I say that because there was that report about Sam that came out, and it was Marcelo that said it. Actually, I think he said it on the Chuck and Bo show that he had people telling him that old good old shucks boy that Sam portrayed, like supposedly that was not Sam Pittman behind the scenes. I don't know if that's
really,
true, but that's what Marcelo said. And Marcelo's pretty in the know. I'll have to pull that. I'll see if I can pull that up.
uh-huh,
But I think Silverfield comes across as authentic and genuine, and um, I wish he would get rid of the whole we're gonna recruit. We're gonna have the best recruiting class in the country.
yeah,
We're gonna have the best coaching staff in the country.
mhm,
Like, that's when I'm like, man, like you don't really believe that.
right,
I mean,
yeah,
maybe he does. I don't know,
mhm,
but like I just feel like that's when you kind of cross the line of like let's just tone it down a little bit because nobody believes that. That's not true.
yeah,
You're
that
not going to have
was
the best recruiting class in the country. You're not going to have the best coaching staff in the country.
right.
Like,
Well, that was like when, it was like when Chad Morris was here, and it was the same thing. It was like he, he was like, "I believe I'm gonna go get the best defensive coordinator in the country." And, it was Trey Biddy or somebody asked him, like, straight up was like, "Well, a lot of people would consider, Brent Venables the best defensive coordinator in the country who you worked with before. You saying that you're gonna
mhm.
bring him on?" And then he immediately, like, started backtracking, be like,
Yeah,
well, he's at Clemson, like, Dabo might be pretty mad at me if I brought him," and then ends up going and
yeah.
getting, what's his name?
John
Chavis,
Chavis.
who
Yeah.
historically
But
had a good name at the
in
time, but
1995, he was the best defensive coordinator in the
right,
country
right,
when we
yeah,
were in
yeah,
diapers.
exactly. So,
Uh, that's just
yeah.
one thing that I've just kind of like. I'm like, dude, quit saying that. That's kind of getting on my
Well,
nerves.
yeah, and you're setting yourself up too, like, all the stuff about we're gonna win a lot of games and not in 3 years, like, next I'm like,
Yeah,
I'd slow your roll on that, bro.
yeah,
this is not a gig that a lot of people have been able to walk in year 1 and just I mean, Houston Oat was the last one, right? That had a great first year
yeah, yeah.
'cause, Bobby went
That
5 and 7, Brett didn't
Brett was
win
like
a
4-8, maybe four
he
and eight.
didn't win a SEC game.
Yeah,
Um,
Chad.
Chad obviously was the worst, and Sam went
Sam
3
was a
and
COVID
7.
year,
Yeah,
yeah, so that was kind of tricky. SEC
yeah.
only
But,
schedule,
yeah,
but
so I'd say slow your roll on promising
yeah,
all these wins and promising, like, "We're gonna be the best in the country at this, and this," and I'm like,
yeah,
those are, you know, say that nobody's gonna work harder or say that, like, say those
yeah,
kinda things. Don't say,
yeah.
like we're gonna have the best coaching staff in the
Yeah.
country, that people are just gonna be drop dead blown away with this coaching staff. And I'm
That's
like,
what he said. He said we're going to be blown away. So
and
if you say that,
yes,
you better dang sure come close to blowing me
no,
away than not bringing your coordinators from Memphis and your position
correct,
coaches from other Sunbelt schools.
correct.
So
And there's been rumors that he's bringing the offensive coordinator from
yeah,
Memphis, and I looked at his, like, he's like in his 50s and he's never been a head coach. Not that you have to be, but like in your 50s, and then never, like, Memphis is by far, I forget everywhere he's been, but like Memphis was by far like the biggest school that he's been
hmm
to. So I was like, that doesn't like blow me away.
yeah,
But I was like, maybe
yeah,
you bring your offensive staff, since maybe that's what the side of the ball you're more comfortable with, and then maybe save some money there and then blow us away with your
go
defensive
blow.
staff.
Yeah,
Which I'd be more prone to be okay with that. But
yeah.
I
I mean,
was,
traditionally, we've had way better offenses and defenses at Arkansas.
mhm,
So I do feel like you got to have somebody who's going to invest into the defensive side if you
yeah,
want to win. Um, what about let's talk about Hunter Yurachek's comments. I'll give the media credit. They went back and back and back again at him
mhm,
about the financial stuff. Every
mhm,
question was about the financial stuff.
mhm,
Um, I found it interesting that, he kind of came out right away and said, let's talk about how the hire went down. So he said he interviewed formally or informally 20 plus people,
mhm,
whether it was in person or over Zoom. Narrowed it down to 10, he said. Then he got it down to 3.
mhm,
And then he got it down to 2. Um, I would do anything to know who the 2 were. I'm assuming it's Golish. I don't
yeah,
know. But he got it down to 2. And he said that him and Silverfield started talking in October,
mhm,
which all these coach, whether they want to admit it or not, like these conversations are happening in October.
mhm,
And and then he said, he had it down to 2 great coaches. That was Hunter's words. So I don't know who the other great coach is,
mhm,
but yeah, ultimately he went with Ryan. He knew it was Ryan before the Missouri game was over Saturday. He said he
yeah,
stepped out at halftime of the Missouri game and was talking to Ryan. He already knew. So that's why he was at Goat Lab Red drinking that night, at that bar, the pictures at the bar, because he had already had the hay in the barn.
yeah,
He knew what it was going to be. He probably knew what the reaction was going to be. Um, but then they started asking about the finances,
mhm.
and Hunter said that they have financial commitments that will put them in the top half of the SEC, were Hunter's words.
Mhm.
Do you believe him? Or do you think he's lying and wishing?
So I would say they've taken some steps to make me think that it's at the very least better
It's
than
gonna
it
be
was.
better. Oh,
Yeah,
it's gonna be better.
yeah.
100%.
Uh,
100%.
Getting Quincy Rhodes back and KJ back to commit this early lets me know that maybe there's something on the table there to in place to do that. And if, again, Silverfield's got to back it up, but to say that we're going to be blown away, like, those are big words to back up.
Mhm.
So to be blown away, I would say that you've got money to go get a staff. And, for
Yeah.
him to be like you said, it comes across as genuine. It comes across like he believes what he's saying and portraying. Like, there's a there's a faith behind his statements. You can see what he's saying. So, I mean, I'm not saying that we've got enough to go buy a $40 million roster or anything, but I I think they're confident that it's going to be a lot better than it was. So,
Yeah. Well, and they asked him for proof. The media said, how can you prove that to us?" And I don't expect Hunter to be like, "We have 32 million in the bank," or whatever. I don't expect a
mhm,
number like,
yeah,
um, but here's the deal. If you tell us you're in the top half financially, and Hunter's right, he said the proof is when you see who's on the staff
Mhm.
and when you see the players that we have get out of the portal,
Mhm.
that's the proof that we're better financially.
Mhm.
So I just feel like they're setting this up like, hey, the staff's gonna be great. Wait till you see what we're getting out of the portal, and it's
Mhm.
gonna be a colossal disappointment. Um, because if you go out and you're getting a bunch of backups again at DB like we
Mhm.
had this year,
Mhm.
I said that in the very first podcast.
Mhm.
All these guys on defense were backups or starting
Mhm.
at Sunbelt schools or MAC
Yeah.
schools last year. Then you're lying to us. You're lying to us if that's what you get. You're lying to us. And here's the thing, and I'll give the Inside Arkansas guys. I got to listen to a few minutes of it. They said this. They said, "Why, we'll hold you at your word, but don't. Why is Ryan Silverfield the 15th out of 16th highest paid head coach if we have all this money now?
Mhm.
So we're gonna have like the second lowest paid head coach, but our assistants are gonna be in the top half. Maybe that's the route they're willing to go. I don't know. But I just feel like there's some holes in this. And
Mhm.
color me blind for not believing Hunter Yurachek at his word. I mean, what? I apologize that I'm not ready to do the trust fall with Hunter Yurachek catching me.
Yeah. Yeah, no. But yeah, let that be the proof. Let us get a defense coordinator that we've heard of, or at least from a school that is prominent and had a top 30 defense this year. Let us get receivers and defensive backs from schools not named Charlotte and
Troy,
Troy and Montana Tech and
Fresno.
yeah, like
Yeah,
give me some guys from Bama and Georgia and
yeah,
Tennessee and places like give me some more Xavier Swords. Like even if they didn't
yeah.
start, like they were prominent high school guys that were top
Drew
100.
Sanders. I
Yeah,
mean,
give me
probably the
some.
best
Yeah,
linebacker we've had in
yeah,
6, 7, 8 years.
yeah,
He hardly played at all at Alabama.
yeah,
But yeah, that's the route I hope
yeah.
that
Give
we
me
go.
give me some of those guys from schools that we were proud to say that we got them from, and so yeah,
And
I think that'll prove a lot.
I think, go get, hopefully we can bring 5 or 6 guys from Memphis that were like their best players.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
not I mean,
That
that's
running back that
that
ran all over us, was he a senior?
I think he was a junior. I'm pretty sure he was a
Okay,
junior.
let me get him in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, bring him in. That's a big question mark as running back. Um Obviously with Braden Russell wasn't in the room today, so
Yeah, I didn't see him in that. I didn't. I was trying to look at the line of the quick glimpse that we saw of the players dapping up Silverfield when he met with the team originally.
yeah.
I was like trying to
Yeah.
see if I could find him in the line, and it's obviously like a 3-second clip, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. Um But no, I mean, I think his actions, kind of picking apart Silverfield a little bit on his presser, but I think his actions are. I mean, I give him an A. I
Yeah.
mean, flip 4 in-state guys on the first day. He got 2 guys that were committed to Memphis to flip on signing day on Wednesday. Ended up signing 15 guys, which is, if you listen to the Richard Davenports and the Dudley Dawsons and the people who follow recruiting for a living,
Mhm.
they said that they're shocked. They thought we were probably about to have the worst class we've ever had.
Mhm.
So kudos to him for going and getting 15 guys, and um, hopefully he maybe I'll even snag 1 or 2 more. The signing days through Friday today
Mhm.
when you're listening to the pod, so he maybe
Yeah.
will even snag 1 or 2 more. Um, the last thing I'm going to say about Hunter Yurachek, um, once again, I trust him about as far as I can throw him, but he kept talking about, well, the significant funds are coming. We're reallocating funds in the athletic department. I
Mhm.
don't really know what that means. I've been an athletic director at a high school for 1 year of my life.
Mhm.
It's not like I was controlling funds of the 2A juggernaut of Marshall, Arkansas. Um, but like assuming every sport has a pool of money, right? A
Mhm.
budget
Yep.
that they get. Are you just gonna go? Tell you right now, you're not going to men's basketball. You're not taking money out of Cal's budget.
No.
I mean, you you're not going to Dave Van Horn and taking money out of his budget to reallocate to football either.
Nope.
So I just wonder, like, what that even looks like, or is that just a talking point? I mean, what are you going to do? Take $15,000 out of the women's tennis team? I mean, what's that going to do in football? Buy 4 shoulder pads? So
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
know. Like, I don't really know. Once again, I just color me cautious on this
Mhm.
reallocation of funds to help fund football and
Mhm.
these closed door meetings that Yurachek said he was not involved in that the board had that should make everybody feel good. Well, you weren't even in the meeting, so how do you even
Yeah.
know what was said?
Right.
Um, but but yeah, I don't know. I just don't trust him as far as I can throw him for obvious reasons, and
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't and I don't know, maybe he was talking about the new, the $20 million that every athletic department is being able to use now from the TV money.
Yeah,
If he's talking
revenue
about
share.
if he's talking about maybe giving football a bigger share than they originally intended,
Hmm.
I don't know. But football's your driver. It always is, always will
Yep.
be, at definitely in the SEC. And so, um, yeah, we'll see. I don't Proof will be in the pudding, like we said. We'll see the I wanna see this roster shape out. I wanna see who he actually brings in as coordinators and see if we're gonna build it the right way. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Um, when they called them out the Razorback game, they did exactly what I said they would do. Just, in my opinion, terrible marketing, timing, PR. They bring him out at halftime. And they came out at like the 2-minute mark during a timeout or a free throw and said, "Everybody, make sure you stay in your seats at halftime as we introduce head coach Ryan Silverfield for the first time." And then, sure enough, as soon as the buzzer rings, guess what everybody's doing? Walking up the stairs to go to the bathroom, concession. It's unbelievable. I'm looking around and every aisle is just people walking up, going to do their normal halftime stuff. It's just so stupid. Like, how do you not think this through?
mhm,
I mean, who thinks that's a good idea? If there was 18,000 people there when Ryan Silverfield walked out, there was 13,000 in their seats.
mhm,
And I called it. I called it on the last pod. I said they're either going to do it after Louisville's on like a 12-0 run and the crowd's deflated, or they're going to do it at halftime when half the people are up taking care of their halftime business.
mhm,
And sure enough, that's exactly what we did.
mhm,
There's no, I mean, I have no marketing degree. I have no PR degree, but put me on salary. I guarantee you we'll change some things and I can get this crap fixed quickly.
mhm. Yeah.
I thought
Let's
he was
just
good
take
though.
never yield to, the game day experience for football and
Yeah.
basketball and
We'll just set
baseball.
up a tent. We'll just set
Yeah,
up a tent and yeah, that's the way to go. But I thought Silverfield did good. He went out there, he was getting the crowd pumped up. I'm assuming you
yeah.
saw the video of him before the game with the student section.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was cool.
That was cool.
Um, that's just like being so opposite of Sam. Like, I'm
Mhm.
sure
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that's who he is, I'm assuming. Or maybe he's just playing the part of like, I haven't really watched him coach or seen his demeanor.
Mhm.
But I loved him like getting in their faces and screaming at him in their faces.
Yeah.
And he said in the presser he was gonna wear the red and white overalls and they talked him out of it. Like, dude, that would have been electric. Why, dude, how cool would that have been if he was out there in the overalls? His hog call, you could tell he had tried and practiced a little bit, but his hog call was like a
Yeah, it
C
was
minus.
a little rough on
Um, yeah,
the Razorback, like, he was a
yeah,
little timid
and
on the
he was punching out. He would go woo, and then he'd punch out, pig suey out. Um, and his woo was straight up, like,
Mhm.
and so today in the presser, he must have watched some film because he nailed it today in
Okay,
the or
I didn't see him
in
call
the
the hog
southern
show.
the celebration deal, not the
Uh-huh.
press conference, but the celebration
Okay.
deal. He nailed it. I mean, looks like
Okay.
he's been doing it his whole life. So once again, checking all the boxes in terms of
Yeah.
of stacking W's the
Yeah.
first couple days. Um, but anyways, he's got a lot to do, a lot to prove. The national media is roasting us. Every time you see a grade on Twitter, from these guys, it's Arkansas like an F or a D on the coaching hire grade. So he's
I
gonna
saw
have to have that.
did you see Brandon Walker's grades today?
Yes,
He
yeah,
posted it. It was we were third from the bottom, so it had like grades or he didn't give grades, but he just gave rankings
yeah,
of all the coaching hires. We were third from the bottom, but then below us was the very bottom was Ole Miss,
of course.
and then right above Ole Miss was Penn State. Nobody. So
Yeah,
he had Penn State with nobody hired above Ole Miss
the
with
full
with
miss.
Pete
Yeah,
Golding.
and we
I
were
thought
one
that was
step
great.
ahead of nobody.
That's
So,
right. That's correct. Yeah, and Golding. Yeah, that was
yeah, I
good,
know.
dude.
I know.
Penn
I was gonna
State's
say I
having
know
some
most
issues.
people don't care, but the Penn State thing is entertaining to say the least.
Yes, they're getting crumble cookies involved,
Can
and
you imagine if that was us? Like if we had fired our coach? They fired James Franklin right after we fired Sam,
yeah.
and we were the only power forward that didn't have a coach yet. Dude,
Oh
we
my
would be.
goodness.
I almost wish it would have happened.
Oh, there's
Talk about the
the list.
content.
They did the list of all the people that have, reportedly turned them down, depending on how serious or unserious conversations were. But,
Hmm.
started out, I think they fired James Franklin to go all in for Signetti, who
Yeah,
within days resigned or, extended his.
yeah.
And then they thought they were going to be in on the Lane Kiffin deal, who I don't even think entertained a phone call from them. And, and then, going after all these other guys. And then apparently today we're going after Brom at Louisville, who turned him down. And
Yep.
then
Sataki turned him down,
Hockey
your
turned him
boy.
down. Crumble Cookies got involved and got him turned down. Now
Okay.
I was secretly voting for this. If there should have been a major opportunity here. So Crumble Cookies gets involved for BYU. You got Hershey, Pennsylvania right down the road from Penn
Hmm.
State. Let me get a Hershey Crumble battle going on. That could have been
Yeah.
a legendary story.
Yeah.
But I guess, Hershey people didn't want to get involved. So Stocky stays in Provo and Penn State is coachless. And
Yeah.
so my buddy that's a Penn State fan or went to Penn State, huge Penn State guy, he said they really wanted Ohio State's coordinator and he went to South Florida.
Hmm.
So I don't know what they're gonna do, honestly. Unless Mike Tomlin falls in their lap, I don't know what direction they're headed.
I saw a tweet like 5 minutes before we started streaming. I have no idea if it was a even semi-legitimate person. It could have been a complete troll or a fake account.
Mhm.
But it said something about they're turning their attention to Matt Campbell. I don't know if
I
that's
saw
true.
that too. I saw
I
it
don't know
too.
if
I don't
that's
know if that
true.
was I didn't look at the account either, but I did see that,
Yeah.
which I could actually see him and
Yeah.
it almost makes sense.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, I give Ryan Silverfield an A for flipping four in-state recruits, obviously getting Quincy Rose and KJ Jackson, and I believe CJ Brown hadn't announced it, but he took a picture with him at the press conference. So getting those some
Yeah, I
key
heard
guys on
some.
board,
Mhm.
and he got the hog call better his second time than the first time. Um, I mean, I give him an A so far. Got to go hire that good. He's got to blow us away with that staff now,
Mhm.
and get ready to get in the portal and make some splashes in the portal. So, I give him an A. I'm proud. I'm happy. Uh, like I said, he's just not smooth in front of the microphone, which I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna care a lot more how we feel about him week 12 next year.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, so far you're doing you're doing the things that I wanted you to do. Keep in state the best in state kids, keep KJ and try to convince. I mean, if you'd have told me that we got Quincy Rose I'd have been like, wow, I wouldn't have
Oh,
believed you.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
getting those two guys to stay, the in-state
Yeah.
kids, so far so good with me. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Don't let me down. Continue to blow me away.
Now, let's talk about the important stuff.
Okay.
Arkansas beats Louisville, number 6 ranked undefeated Louisville, 89-80 in a great atmosphere in Bud Walton Arena last night. Um, Jumped up on them 47-29 at halftime. The place was rocking. Defensive energy, defensive effort was unbelievable. Uh, you knew Louisville would make a run, or you
Hmm.
should have if you have a brain.
Hmm.
You knew Louisville wasn't going to just let us beat them 40. They are ranked number 6 in the country. So they did. They made a run, and we were able to not let it get too out of hand. I think it got to 6 or 7 maybe, and then we ended up, holding them off, but
They got it to 5
did
at
they get
one
to
point.
5?
Yeah.
But, anyways, before I start digging deep and breaking it down, thoughts on the big win for the Hoop Hogs.
Yeah, it looks like a great atmosphere. I was like, wish I would have freaking gone,
It
but
was great.
um was really happy to see Brazil respond, especially after just getting rocked by Cam Boozer. To respond that way was huge. It was awesome to see. Seeing Ewan get some rebounds and some
My
easy
boy
buckets.
Ewan. My
We'll
boy
take that.
Ewan.
A Cuff continues to impress and grow. Um, yeah, it was great. I'm definitely starting to see that we are going to match up a lot better with guard heavy teams than
Oh,
teams
yeah,
that
for
have
sure,
dominant bigs.
for
So,
sure.
um, so yeah, let's hope as we get closer to the tournament that we get some good matchups with guard heavy teams and not dominant post guys. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I was happy to see Brazil respond the way he did. Happy to see us come out and motivated to really, for whatever reason, I don't know why. And I mean, you can't. I mean, I guess you can't get just super pumped up for every game, but I do think that these type of games that Cal really like lays into the team to stress the importance of like certain games. I feel like more than others. I don't know, just the way that I mean, like Kentucky last year. You knew obviously was going to be a huge game on his resume, and like we just came out and that was the season, the
Yeah.
changing of the season for us last year.
Yeah.
But last night there's just a different energy it felt like we were playing with than even like the Michigan State or the Duke game like last night.
Mhm.
Just and you're at home, top 16, I get it, but yeah, it was happy with how we performed. So even when they were making their run, you didn't feel like we were like out of control. I wasn't like overly worried like I have been at other times. But yeah, it was a great game, great atmosphere. It looked like so.
Yeah, it wasn't a must-win game, but I mean, it was a dang near must-win game in December.
Hmm.
Because you still got Texas Tech and Houston coming up, and you
Hmm.
already gave up to Duke and Michigan State, and you have to win one or more, hopefully,
Hmm.
of those games. You can't go 0-5 in those games,
Right.
and lose them all by 3 or 4. I mean, you gotta win that game. So I felt like they played like it was a game they needed to win. They had a
Hmm.
little fire under their belly. Just going over some numbers here. Obviously, Darius Acuff, he wasn't super efficient. He's only 6 of 18 and 0 for 4 from 3, but 10 assists,
Yeah.
17 points, 10 assists for a true
Hmm.
freshman. What, the first freshman in NCAA history to have 10 or more or 15 or more points, 10 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds against a top 10 team in NCAA history. I
Okay.
mean, pretty elite company.
Yeah.
um, and so, and then when the game was on the line, guess who had the ball? Whenever they were making their run, it was A Cuff. He was getting in that ball screen game, had a couple big finishes at the rim late to kind of ice it. So,
Hmm.
Like I said, not super efficient. He had 4 turnovers, but yeah, you're just kind of seeing him grow up in front of our eyes, I feel like.
Mhm.
And so, um, Malik Ewan, I thought was by far the best he's been all year, even
Mhm.
though our buddy TJ Burke does not think so. Um, 18 minutes and 12 points and 9 rebounds in 18 minutes. He put up great numbers at Louis or at Florida State. He averaged 17 a game.
Mhm.
And so he's got some talent. And it's just the fact of him, he's got to play hard consistently.
Yeah.
He's not been getting great minutes because he does kind of have a little bit of nonchalantness about him that
Mhm.
drives most people crazy.
Mhm.
Um, but 12 and 9 in 18 minutes, 7 offensive rebounds in 18 minutes of play. So, I mean, I thought he was huge. I thought he
Mhm.
was huge. Made 6 free throws. So, um, Billy Richmond just doing Billy things, 10
Mhm.
points, big dunks, couple big rebounds, had to guard Mikal Brown. Those of you that don't pay a ton of attention to college basketball yet, Mikal Brown Jr. is the Cam Boozer of guards. Like, he's an elite freshman. He's projected to be the number 3 overall pick in the draft. Um, so, I mean, to go ahead of Cam Boozer even. So, he really turned up. Like, he was a tough guard. He made Billy look slow at times. So if you can make Billy Richmond look slow, you're a pretty damn good player.
Mhm.
But he had 22 points. Mikal Brown did on 2 of 13 shooting from 3. So Billy did about as good as you could ask in that. Malik had 17, and it was quiet. It was a quiet 17, but he was 8 and 9 from the free throw line. Uh, he's just such a threat to score. Even when he seems like he doesn't do much, he can put up 17 points. So good for Leak. And then the last guy I want to talk about, obviously, is TB. TB had 17 at halftime, a couple big threes early in the game, some nice dunks. The block,
The block was
the block,
fantastic. Yeah.
electric. I think it was number 5 on SportsCenter top 10. Um, that's the TB we need. That's the TB that we've kind of hyped up all summer, was how much better he is. And he had a decent day offensively against Duke. Defensively, he got worked obviously by Boozer, but Michigan State TB was awful. So we need Brazil to need Trevin to be Trevin and be hunting those double doubles every game. But yeah, I mean, overall, like, I think it showed that we're as good as anybody in the country. Obviously, when you're on your home court, it's worth 5 or 6 points. But I think it showed we're as good as anybody in the country on any given
Yeah.
night. And especially seeing what Louisville did to Kentucky a couple weeks ago, it just makes you feel good about where you're at. And this was part of the SEC ACC challenge. We ended up winning 9-7. SEC won 9 games. ACC won 7. So that was, I think last year it was 14-2.
14-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still good. Still won 9 games. But yeah, electric game, big time win. We moved up in the net rankings from 45 to 32, I believe. So a 13-point jump overnight. That's nice.
Mhm.
It's still real sketchy to me how you have like Kentucky who's ahead of us with 3 losses and
Mhm.
no quad one wins. And I know it's computers. Computers aren't supposed to see Kentucky as like voters. But anyways, yeah, moved up in the net. Hopefully they take care of Fresno Saturday in Little Rock. Fresno's not very good, but boy, we've had some tough games in Little Rock over the years.
Mhm.
So hopefully they come
I
out ready to
watched,
play.
uh I watched many a lot. I say many. I think I went to, like, 2 or 3, but we lost all of them. I know I went and watched this, Oklahoma State. We got beat. That was, when Brandon Dean was still here, and then I went and watched us play, Bobby Knight's Texas Tech team in Little Rock. We lost
Mhm.
that one. Thought I went to one other one. Can't remember. But
Didn't we lose to like DePaul or no Hofstra? Hofstra beat us with Muss just a couple of years ago. I think Hofstra beat us
was
in
it
Little Rock.
Hofstra? Yeah, it was
I
some
may be
team down
making
there,
that up, but
but it just feels like a weird game, especially if you're not there, just because, like, it's just the bland, generic court. It's not,
it's
at
usually
least
not on TV. You know,
oh,
sometimes
yeah,
they used to
that's
have
right, that's
they gotta
right.
have Pinto
Yeah,
with a cell phone
yeah,
getting arrested for
yeah,
copyright infringement or something.
yeah,
I don't know how it's copyright if you're not even filming it anywhere, but yeah,
right.
Hofstra beat us 89-81 in 2021.
Wow.
Boy, I got in my bag for that one. You like
You
how I pulled
did.
that out of my hat?
You
Yeah.
did.
um, but yeah, super excited about the win, obviously, for many different reasons. But they need to split one more with Texas Tech and Houston.
Mhm,
Obviously, if you win both of them, great. But you at least need to win one of
mhm,
those last two. I think they're both neutral site games. I know Houston's at Brooklyn.
mhm.
Texas Tech is in Dallas. Is it in Dallas? Maybe. So
Sounds right.
two two neutral site games and um, continue putting the pieces together before SEC play when it really counts. Also, how about Arkansas and Duke, the most watched college basketball game
Yeah,
in regular season college basketball game in 30 years?
yeah,
Who would have thought?
yeah.
The whole world got to see Cam Boozer just embarrass us.
He did. Yeah, he rocked us. So,
To our credit, to our credit, they played Florida in the ACC Challenge,
mhm,
and everybody's like, "Well, Florida's got the bigs. They got the which they do. They got the Condon kid. They got all the frontline guys."
mhm,
And they're like, "Yeah, they'll be able to slow down Boozer." He's still at 29,
mhm.
so maybe maybe he's just unguardable.
Yeah, he looked like it.
Maybe he's just the
He
best
looked
player
like it the
ever.
other day. Yeah, he looked
um.
yeah.
So, anyways, that's the and like right now we're just kind of touching on basketball. We probably should be talking more about it, but with obviously the football stuff and football season just wrapping up and Ryan Silverfield, and now that this Ryan Silverfield stuff will start dwindling down, we'll get a little more in depth and detail with the Hoop Hogs on these pods. Um, we'll still have transfer portal stuff coming up, recruiting stuff coming up. We
Mhm.
should still have news about coaching staff hires, so we'll still have some football news coming.
Yeah.
But basketball is it is here. It is officially here. So
Yep.
I'm excited for that. Being a big basketball guy myself.
Oh,
So
yeah.
um, anything else? Anything we need to discuss
That's
nationwide?
I think,
Um,
I think we've covered it. It's,
I didn't get to watch Hunter Yurachek in his playoff interview Tuesday, but I haven't seen any clips. So maybe he for the
I
first
watched
time didn't
I
do
did
something
watch it.
stupid.
I did watch it. We got home Tuesday, like, right as he was coming on, and, I turned it on, and he, yeah, it was he's learning, I guess, or learned from the previous 2 weeks because it was just pretty standard answers, so nothing nothing embarrassing.
Are they if Alabama loses, that'll give them 3 losses if they lose in the SEC championship to Georgia. Do they
Mhm.
punish them for making the conference championship? Did they talk about that?
That was a big yeah, they were talking about that. That was a big
Are they gonna
thing,
punish them, or does
and
this not even matter?
Reese kinda asked him about that. It was like, "So," and they were asking about Miami being left out, but Notre Dame was in, and so they were like, "So are those teams, since they're done, they don't have any more games to play, are they set in stone where they're at?" And he just said, "We will reevaluate after next weekend and place the teams according to how we think." So, yeah,
Yeah.
he kinda dodged those answers, but yeah, that's a tough deal because, yeah, that would be their 3rd loss, but then you'd be punishing them for making it to the championship where
Yeah.
other teams didn't make their championship, so yeah, in this format, it just feels like the championship games are meaningless and
Meaningless.
pointless.
They
Like
are.
they need
They are.
to they need to either keep the championship game and go to a different system or keep the system and just do away with the championship game and start the playoffs sooner, like start the playoffs like this week.
Mhm.
So you can end your season faster and get the schedule better
Yeah.
going forward. But uh, one of the podcasts I really like to listen to is Macrodosing, the Barstool podcast,
Mhm.
and Big T
PFT and
on
Big
there.
T?
Yeah, he was going off about like, please just take me back to 2011. He's like, we had it perfect. He's like, get teams in the right conferences. He's like, we can do it. We don't have to put up with this. He's like, we can go back. He's like, get Missouri out of the SEC, get A&M out of the SEC. Give me the
Yeah.
real conferences that geographically make sense again. And he's like, we don't need to be fighting over which 9-3 team is in the playoff. He's like, with all due respect to James Madison and North Texas, like I don't. He's like, let's just focus on teams that can win the national championship. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was,
I kinda have a hot take on that, like, I think I think they should get rid of the auto bids because, like, this ACC thing is a joke.
hmm
I mean, if Virginia or Duke's like, what, 8-4 maybe? I don't know what Duke is, but they're not
hmm
good, and
hmm
they're not even a chance of them getting in. I
hmm
guess there's some loophole that even if they win the ACC championship, Duke doesn't have to get in. I don't know what that loophole is, but, they
Oh,
can
really?
let somebody else in. Yeah, yeah. There's I don't know
Okay.
if it's yeah, I've seen that a bunch of places. So a lot of people are rooting for Duke to win that game because that way the ACC won't get Virginia or Duke in, and then I think they just go to another at-large team. But
Okay.
get rid of the auto bid stuff, and I know you probably Tulane or North Texas is gonna have to go to like Oregon or something, but I like letting one of them in. It just for multiple reasons. I feel like they should be rewarded if they go 12-0, 11-1, which neither of them went 12-0 or 11-1. But I feel
hmm
like they should be rewarded. And you saw what Boise did last year. I mean, you know, took Penn State, played Penn State very tough.
hmm
So there are years where these teams deserve a chance, and you just never know. You get the right Colt Brennan style Hawaii quarterback who can throw it around the yard, and
hmm
you just never know. So I don't mind letting the one group of five team in, but
hmm
after that, man, I just wish they'd put the best 11 in.
hmm
Forget all this conference championship stuff. And just put the best 11 teams in. And
Yeah.
if Texas gets in, oh my
Well, let's.
I get what Sark is saying. Like, we're just not going to schedule any tough non-conference teams because we're being punished for losing to Ohio State at Ohio State when they
hmm
could have went and played, Purdue or whoever.
Yeah.
When they only have two losses.
hmm
But I mean, I get his argument, but you did play Ohio State at Ohio State, and you shouldn't have lost to Florida. And so, you know, I don't feel sorry for you. But
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
scared to death. I'm scared to death. They Texas jumped Vandy. I mean, I know they beat Vandy head to head, but they got 3 losses, and
yeah.
so I don't know.
I
It's
want
it's
Vandy in
scary.
so bad. I guess they're not going to be, but man, I want them
Yeah.
in so
I don't
bad.
know what
Just
else they're supposed to do. They lost to Alabama at Alabama, and they lost to who was their other loss? I can't even think of who their loss was.
I can't.
I'm sorry.
Did they play
Um,
A&M?
I don't think it was A&M, no.
Talk about something fun. I'll
Jeez.
look it up real quick.
But their second loss is not bad. I mean, whoever it was not a bad loss. So, I don't know. I feel like Diego brings the TV revenue and excitement. And I mean, a two-loss SEC team should be in every time, I feel like.
Oh, for
Every
sure.
time.
Yeah.
So, Oklahoma's a two-loss SEC team. They're
Yep.
automatically in. I mean, Georgia, Alabama's a two-loss team. They're probably automatically in. So why are you
hmm
punishing Vandy? I mean, I don't think their other loss was that bad of a loss. I really don't.
Oh, it's Texas, 34-31.
Oh, yeah, I just said that. Oh my god. I just said Texas beat Vandy. Yeah. They lost to
At
Texas
yeah,
at Texas, and they lost to Bama at Bama,
yeah,
and you're
correct.
not gonna let them in. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else you're supposed to do. So,
Yep.
but yeah, let Vandy in. We're all for letting Vandy in. Um, anyways, when they release the bracket on next week's pod, we'll go through the bracket and make our predictions of who's
Yeah,
gonna
we
win
gotta
the
do, like,
Natty.
our, are
So
we gonna do full bowl picks, or are we just gonna do the playoffs,
we could, yeah, we could do both.
because as
We
of
can do
right
both.
now, I don't think we did the last week of the regular season picks.
We didn't. We got well.
So
It
you're
was thanks.
still
It was Thanksgiving, and
right, yeah, yeah.
so we didn't make
Yeah.
any picks.
So you're so at as it stands, without doing the Thanksgiving week games, you're 1 game up on me on picks, so
Okay.
we gotta make that right.
Yeah. Yeah. We can do that. We can do that. So, but yeah, we'll break that down in its entirety, the college football playoff bracket next week, and hopefully a Hoop Hogs win over Fresno State as they look on to Texas Tech and Houston to finish out the non-conference schedule, and maybe we'll get some news on a coordinator hire between now and our next pod. So
Yeah, I'm like, are we holding off because they're still coaching this week? Or, we didn't get, Womack as a head coach. Does he leave to come be a coordinator here?
yeah, leave
Not
Alabama and go to
likely, but
Arkansas.
but, how much do you love
I'm making a prediction. We will be sadly disappointed um, in the coordinator hires. Probably somebody we don't know, but I don't have to know you to think you're a good coach. But
Yeah, yeah,
it's going to be the best staff in the country. It's going to blow us away. So
that's right.
that's what they're telling us. Anyways, all right. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscription, set up your notifications so you know every time the pod drops or if we go live again. I did have several people. I don't know if you got a Spotify. You don't have Spotify, do you?
No.
Spotify did this really cool thing where like it showed your 2025 year in review, and
Mhm,
it showed you the songs you listen to the most, the albums you listen to the most,
mhm.
and the podcasts you listen to the most.
Okay.
And I had 3 or 4 texts of people who screenshotted their little end of year review that had the Never Yield Pod at number 1 on
Hey,
Spotify.
okay,
Several of them had it like number 2 or 3.
okay.
Um, like my, I know I had a person text me that we were just behind Part of My Take.
Hey,
the,
alright. We'll take it.
the largest sports podcast in the world
Hey,
first, and then us second.
hey,
So,
we're glad to be there. Glad to be.
yeah, that's right.
Ain't nothing
So,
wrong with silver.
that's right. That's right. Especially when we're 3 or 4 months in.
That's right.
So, but no, sincerely appreciate everybody that does listen,
Yes.
and keep keep listening, keep following, keep commenting. Tell us what. Oh, hold on, I do have a comment right here as I pulled up the YouTube page.
Hey, let's go.
We will regret crapping on Petrino. So, everybody has their own opinion. I think we know how we feel about Petrino on this
Yeah,
podcast. I'm very, very thankful for the good years he put in. I thought
yeah,
he probably did about, as good as he could do in that situation. So, um, you know, he walked into a bad situation. So, but
yeah,
yeah, yeah, to each their own. I'll be curious to see if he lands on his feet and gets him in a new spot. So, anyways, last episode had 178 views for the pod on YouTube.
okay,
So I believe that was by far our second most watched video in the history of the Never Yield podcast behind the Sam Pittman being fired. So I
okay.
appreciate the 178 views and
Yeah,
um, thanks everybody for all the support. So one thing you will not get is you will not get the talking points on the Never Yield pod. We're not going to be the university's talking points. We're going to tell you what we think, how we feel, whether we're right, whether we're wrong, whether you agree with us or disagree. You're going to get the honest opinions. So,
Yep.
anyways, everybody have a great weekend. Andrew, take us home, my man.
All right. Stay classy. Go earn it. Build it the right way and be
Be
all
all in.
in. Never yield with Silverfield. Let's go.
That's right. We're big.